Hello everyone and welcome to the circuit of Spa-Francorchamps, which will be the round 7 for our Xbox division in the Reddit F1 2019 Championship. We're just starting qualifying now and we have 18 minutes ahead of us to see who's the fastest in one lap pace. By the way, I'm Marco Danielson, I'm a racer in this league. And as I won't be racing today, I'll be the commentator. Okay, so we see some cars just starting now. Looks like Damon is the first car to go out. It's followed by his teammate in the other McLaren Fast 6 driver and QX Nemesis. Here we see them go through Eau Rouge into the Camel Straight. And as we saw last week, that there was the pole position was for Bumtek, and he did it with the help of his teammate on the straight with the split stream. And maybe we're gonna see something like that here from the McLarens. Looks like Damon is stopping, so maybe not. And we'll see. Now we are with our championship leader, QX Nemesis, who will be looking to get some points to be ahead by a bigger margin, as his opponent, Bumtek, in the Alfa Romeo, is not able to attend this race. So he's onto the final chicane to start his first flying lap. He takes a wide line there for the extra speed through the straight. And we'll see what's his time. We expect him to be contesting for a pole position this race. He does a 29.3 for the first sector. Looks like there's a yellow flag now in sector 2. Maybe someone had an incident there. We'll continue with Nemesis lap. It's onto that big chicane, which precedes this right corner, and now it's gonna be flat out till the final chicane to finish the lap. And he's coming up fast. His time will be a 1:44.1. It's a really fast lap by him. Probably not his best. We are looking forward to see someone improve on that. As we say, Damon and Voki finishing their lap times with a 1:45.0. And a 1:45.8. Let's see who else is finishing his lap time. Racer 04. He's gonna be setting a slow lap. He was in an out lap. have Van Nick, who is gonna set a 147.7. Onslaught on mediums. He's gonna set a 47. So Onslaught is the only one that decided to go out on the medium. Oh, and Boki too. Boki and Onslaught on the mediums. We think that this race will be a one-stop. Probably most of the grid doing a soft to medium strategy. But some could try to do the opposite and start on mediums to finish the race on softs. So we see Quimbulus going in. He probably aborted his lap. And now we see Nemesis is coming in too. We have Damon, who is letting K3M through. And they're all coming in now after their first try. Only Racer 04 who's gonna finish with a 145.1. So right now Nemesis is really far ahead of everyone. He's almost a second from Boki. Remember, Boki has medium tires. And the next one is Racer 04, who is just 1 second behind Nemesis, so that's a pretty big gap for him. We're expecting to see some other guys put up a fight. Maybe MG Bobby, who's starting his first fly lap now. We're gonna see him do the first very close corner into this little straight downhill. Let's bring us into Eau Rouge. Now the Camel Straight, very long. It's a very good place for overtakes with the split stream. Now this very tricky right-hander downhill, very easy to lock up, to run wide. Now this left-hander, where as you saw, you go very close to the wall and it's really easy to have this that just happened to Bobby happen. It's here into this S chicane, very wide. Now this right-hander, and now it will be full throttle to the chicane. And he's gonna set a second fastest lap. He's done a 144.5 and he's barely 3/10 from Nemesis. We see here on a fast lap is Galimums, who hasn't set a time yet. He's on the soft compound. He's gonna go past Foki, who is giving some space. And let's check the sector times for Nemesis' fastest lap time. It was 29.8 on sector 1, 46.0 sector 2, and 28.3 sector 3. So we see that only Quimbulus and Gallimums are missing a lap. Fast 6 driver made the third fastest lap with a 1:44.8. Gallimums goes a bit too deep there. And he's gonna finish with a 1:44.9. Places him in 4th place. So let's review now the standings in this qualifying session. We've got Nemesis in P1 right now, grabbing pole with a 1:44.1. Then MG Pobi second, 4 tenths behind. Fast 6 driver is another 3 tenths behind Pobi. Gallimums is 1 tenth behind Fast 6 driver in P4. In P5 we have Boki, who is just starting with the 1:45.0. And we just had K3M Rotulos, made the third fastest. He pushes Fast 6 and Gallimums down, and he does a 1:44.8. We have Boki here, who's on a fast lap. Remember, his last lap time was on mediums, so we're really expecting a lot of improvement here. And he's looking fast. He's going to do pole position, provisional pole for Voki with a 1:44.0. We have Chuck here, one of the Reynolds. He's doing probably an in-lap. And there's 5 minutes left to go, so we're expecting everyone to be preparing their last flying lap. Looks like there has been some trouble with K3M, or he retired from the session. We'll see here on Damon's screen. We don't know what really happened, but K3M is definitely out of the session. As well as MG Pobi too. So we don't know if they retired or if they had some kind of incident. But they won't be setting any more laps. And the time they have at the moment will be their time, their final time. So Pobi, it looks like Boki also is out. Okay, so we have confirmation that K3M had a little accident in the pits. Meanwhile, MG Pobi hit a wall and had to retire the car. And we have here Fast 6 on a fast lap. It looks like everyone is out right now, coming out for their final flying lap. Fastest driver is finishing his own lap. This will be his final lap, unless he tries to do 2 in a row. But his final time is gonna be a 1:44.7. He advances 1 position in front of K3M. And now we have Nemesis here, who's gonna try for pole position. And let's check the Voki's fastest lap time. He did a 29.8, 45.6, and 28.4. So we'll see if Nemesis is able to beat it. And he's gonna start his flying lap now. In the first straight. And he goes to the downhill. Very smooth. Up Eau Rouge. And into the Camel Straight. And in the first sector, he is up by 1/10 from Voki. There's a yellow flag. Second sector, but doesn't seem to be anything there. As we see Onslaught retiring from the session. We see Nemesis finishing his last lap. The time finished. It looked really clean. And is it gonna be enough to beat a 1:44.0? And it is. And he does a 1:43.6, 4/10 faster than Voki. And looks like everyone has finished their final lap. Only Felix the Feline is on a very slow lap. So he probably won't do it. Yeah, he's finished. We still have Racer 04. He's finishing his lap. And it's gonna be a P3 for him. Racer 04 with a 1:44.4. He gets P3 ahead of MG Bobby. And he's got a second row for the Renault. I think it's their best starting position, so he'll be really happy with this. And we have Nemesis, who did pole position for this race. This is his first pole. He's the championship leader, but he had still to score a pole position, and this one will be for him. The Ferrari is gonna start in the front row in the first position. So let's take a look. We have on the front row Nemesis and Voki, third Racer 04, fourth MG Bobby, NGP Racer in fifth, sixth is Fast 6 Rod Driver, K3M is seventh, eighth is Gallimums, ninth is Quimbulus, 10th for Habs Van Nick, 11th will be Damon. Felix the Feline will be on 12th. 13 will be all-wheel drive Turbo Guy, and we have Chuck in P14 and Onslaught in the last position. We have Onslaught and Quimbulus, who will be the only ones starting on the medium tire, as the rest will start on the soft compound. Okay, now everything is set for the start of the race. We have Nemesis, who got that pole position. We were kind of expecting it. Maybe someone could put a fight in qualifying. They couldn't, but they will try to for the race. So the lights are out for the drivers to start the formation lap. So let's go through everyone in the grid. We have the Ferrari of Nemesis in first. The second place will be for Boki in the Force India. The Renault of Race04 is gonna be on third position. MG Bobby starting in fourth. Fifth is gonna be NGP Racer, the other Ferrari. They are the leading team in the team's championship. Then we have the McLaren of Fast 6 driver. Seventh is K3M Rotalos, who will be the only representative of Alfa Romeo in this race. Gallium's on the Red Bull, also the only representative of Red Bull. And looks like he will be starting P8, which is not usual, as he's usually around the P4, P5. Then we have Quimbulus on the Haas, who got a fantastic podium last week. Habs Van Nick on the Toro Rosso. Damon on the other McLaren. We have Felix the Feline on the other Toro Rosso. All-wheel drive Turbo Guy with the Haas. Jack SRQ in the other Renault, and Onslaught in P15. So remember, we are doing 50% of the actual race, which will be 22 laps, and we're running reduced damage, and if there's a lapped car, there will be ghosting. We see all drivers now will start to bunch up before the final chicane to form the starting grid and kick off this round 7 of the Reddit F1 2019 championship in the Xbox division. Now let's see if everyone is careful into turn 1, and if we see some overtakes before the Eau Rouge or after it. Nemesis is in his place, Foki and everyone. So we have this view. And they're off. It's lights out, and looks like Nemesis got a really good start. Voki is on the outside. Looks like the inside is for Racer 04. Oh, we see the NGP Racer got a little touch there. And looks like Racer 04 got P2 on the start. We see them go up into Rouge. Everyone is coming out clean. We have MG Bobby really pressing Voki. So split stream, it's gonna take the inside to the next turn. Racer 4 meanwhile is pressing Nemesis, who goes a bit wide. And we see all four of these cars really bunch up. We see a little touch and Boki is out. Boki just had that incident, and we have another Ferrari NGP racer who had a touch at the beginning. He's gonna be out of the first positions now. As we see Voki here that rejoined the track and is now in P6 after that little touch with MG Pobi. See a lot of cars taking a wide, very wide run through those corners. We have here K3M in P5, who is chasing Fast 6 driver, who is as well trying to overtake MG Bobby. He's very close in the split stream. He's gonna probably try it here. He's got a little bit of speed. He's on the inside and he decides not to risk it and stay behind Bobby's tail. First lap is done and we have Nemesis still in front with a 1.4 second interval from Racer 4 in the runoff. Meanwhile we have MG Bobby and Fast 6 driver fighting for P3. K3M is fighting with Boki for P5. As we see here that Fast 6 is trying to close into MG Bobby. Not too close, but Boki is gonna try it. Boki's got the inside and he's gonna take that easily. Very nice overtake by the Force India. And we see multiple overtakes here as Onslaught has made his way up from P15 to P10. 5 positions in just one lap. He's pressing now Chuck. Meanwhile, NGP Racer, who started at the front, is now trying to overtake him, taking the inside there, and he pushes him wide. He gets the position. He's trying to get another one. But Chuck defends himself well. Oh, and we see Onslaught, who had just a little spin there. He's gonna be losing those positions again. NGP Racer, meanwhile, is trying again to overtake Chuck. He's got the split stream now. He's gonna be going quite fast. He's on better tire compound. He's probably gonna try it here. It's onto the inside, very close. He keeps it there. While in the front, we have Fast 6 driver pushing MG Bobby for the last podium position. And behind Fast 6, behind there's Boki, also half a second behind. So we have a three-way fight for P3. Behind us, NGP Racer is gonna take on Chuck here. He takes the inside line for the next corner on the outside, and he's gonna take that position. While we continue here in this fight between these three cars, Williams, McLaren and Force India fighting for P3. So here we have Boki, who's gonna take the split stream from Fast 6 driver, and Fast 6 driver who's gonna take the split stream from MG Bobby. Meanwhile, Nemesis in front still is setting fastest laps, and he's 4 seconds and a half clear from the cars behind. We're gonna see now how this fight for P3 goes now that they will have DRS. So we see Voki very close to Fast 6. He's gonna take that on the straight. And he takes that position. It looked like Voki was faster than Fast 6, and he's gonna try now to take on MG Bobby. Meanwhile, behind, MGP Racer has made his way back up to P8. Oh, and we have Gallimums, who is now on last position. He made a pit stop already. He probably broke his front wing, and he's now on the hard compound. He's gonna try to finish the race on those. There's 18 laps to go. As we see Felix Duffy line, who is pushing to overtake Damon for P11. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. So that was all-wheel drive turbo guy who just had to retire from the session. We assume he's had an incident and he broke something that was not able to be repaired. And so he's out. No safety car. And here we see here Voki, who is trying to overtake again Fast 6 driver, who probably took the place back before. And he's gonna come out ahead again. Oh, looks like Fast 6 has a line there. No, and Voki takes it. Oh, and we just saw Voki, who tried to launch himself. Maybe he misbraked or something. Oh, and he's really losing a lot of positions now. He's trying to rejoin directly into the pits. So Voki lost a lot of time. He's probably out of that fight for P3. And it's gonna be now between MG Bobby and Fast 6 driver. And K3M is getting close because of all this overtaking they had. So let's take a look at the tire strategies here. We have the guys in the 3 last places, Gallimums, Voki and Onslaught, who have already pitted, and they pitted Gallimums for the hards. He pitted on lap 2, and Voki and Onslaught just pitted this lap 6, for mediums. They will all finish the race with those tires. So we see Fast 6 driver pushing MG Bobby. He's very close. He's gonna have the speed advantage through this fast section. And looks like MG Bobby's Williams is really good at top speed, and Fast 6 wasn't able to catch him. Meanwhile here we have Felix Daffelein, who is catching Damon. And meanwhile, we have Fast 6, who probably tried to overtake MG Bobby, but MG Bobby has been really good at the straights. Here we go back with Felix Daffelein, who is gonna overtake Damon in this straight. They both go left and right, little touch there, but he's in cleanly and clearly. He's taken the position. And here Fast 6, we see him overtake Owen, and Nemesis just retired from the session. What? Oh, he's there? He hit the walls. And he's gonna be retiring from the session. So that's gonna be a safety car. So we're for sure gonna see everyone now pitting. And well, we have the championship leader, and he was the race leader. He's out of the session. Nemesis and his Ferrari are out. So now we have a new leader, who is gonna be Race 04, who's probably wanted to pit now, and we're gonna see everyone now going to the pits. The guys who have already pitted, we don't know how far ahead they will be, but as we see here, everyone is pitting. And Race 04 goes out of the pits, still ahead in P1. Oh, and looks like Chuck is not gonna pit, because he's on a medium tire strategy. So he's gonna be P3. Oh, and also Quimbulus did not pit, because Quimbulus and Chuck started both on the medium tires. So they will be waiting for the final laps to pit. Everyone else is pitting. And it was a shock to see QX Nemesis having that incident that will prevent him from finishing the race. And this gets really interesting, because we have now in P1 we have Quimbulus, who's on the medium tire, still to pit. Race 04, who is the virtual race leader right now, is on hards. He chose to go for the hard tires to finish the race. Then we have Chuck in P3, also still to pit. We have right now 2 Renaults in the podium positions. Then we have Fast 6 driver, who made his pit stop. He will finish with those mediums. K3M also on mediums. Everyone is going to be on mediums, everyone that pitted right now, except from Race 04, who got hards. Maybe he didn't want to risk losing pace at the end of the stint. But we have then NGP Racer, who is P6, has really done really well since he had that incident on lap 1. MG Bobby, who lost some positions during the pit stop. He maybe had some problems with the... He probably had some penalties. We have Habs Van Nick, he's on P8. And we're gonna see the position changes through the race. So Chuck SRQ is gonna be first, the one who's gained the most with Quimbulus, but both are still to pit. Then we have talking Voki, who's in P9. He had that problem in the last chicane where he tried to overtake MG Pobi, or maybe he lost his braking point and lost a lot of time. Felix the Feline is in P10, Damon with the McLaren in P11. P12 is Gallimums, who's not having the best of races. He had some problem that needed to pit in the lap 2, and he decided to go for the hard compound, and now he's done his second stop. As we see Damon, who was riding on the grass. But as we were saying, Gallimums decided to pit again. He's done 2 pit stops and he's on fresh mediums now as everyone else. And closing up the grid, we have Onslaught now in P13 and he's on the mediums too. So only Quimbulus and Chuck SRQ, those two are the ones we are supposed to see, the only ones to pit yet. And we're gonna have a different race winner from every other race we've had so far, because the winners from all the other races were QX Nemesis, they were Boomtech, and Marco Dennison, myself. So this is the first race that none of us three will finish, so we'll have a new race winner. And as things stand, we'll see a lot of position changes through the next few laps because there's some big differences. I personally do not understand why Racer 4 decided to go for the hard tires, because he's gonna be in a very bad spot now when the race resumes, because he's gonna be at a slower pace than the rest. And maybe as he has his teammate Chuck could try to help Racer, trying to block the cars behind him from getting too close, as looks like he's doing. He's already left a little gap there, and looks like it's gonna resume racing. Still don't know. Yeah, the safety car is out, and the race is gonna resume right now. See K3M already overtaking there. Quimbulus is clean. We see here, a little touch. Fast 6 driver hits K3M while overtaking on the inside. And here they are coming to the Eau Rouge and into the Camel Straight. We see MG Pobi and GP Racer and K3M very close to each other. And MG Pobi tries for the inside, he takes the position as NGP Racer goes wide. Here we have Fast 6 driver who is behind Chuck, who is already 1 second behind his teammate, and he's gonna lose that position. So Fast 6 is one who is gonna be hunting Racer 04. Since they both stopped at the same lap, their laps are the same number of laps, their tires are the same number of laps old. And Fast 6 driver is gonna be at a faster pace than Quimbulus. Okay, let's see. So now we have this fight between MG Pobi and K3M. MG Pobi looks like he's ahead. In the fast section, they're gonna come to the final chicane. We have Very tight fight here for P4. MG Bobby already attacking Chuck. Chuck's medium tires are older, much older than MG Bobby's and the rest. So we're basically gonna see now K3M and MGP Racer going past Chuck. They're both on the split stream. So we see NGP Racer is the one who actually overtakes K3M. Chuck is still ahead. Chuck is, let's say, winning some time for his teammate from these guys. NGP Racer is really looking for a way to get past the Renault. And as we see that Fast 6 driver is passing Racer 04 for the virtual race lead, since Quimbulus will be pitting some laps ahead. Fast 6 driver right now is the... Oh, but he pits. Fast 6 driver pits, so Racer 04 still in P2, MG Bobby P3. We don't know why Fast 6 pitted. Well, we see here NGP Racer still trying to get past Chuck. Looks like he's got better traction out of the corner and he's gonna be ahead for the Eau Rouge. Now Chuck is gonna be in pressure from K3M Rotalos, who we saw almost at contact. We see also Habs van Nick, who's gonna take the chance and he's gonna overtake K3M. K3M is losing so much time behind Chuck. He's losing many positions. And as things stand, we have Chuck, who is really defending very well with those much older tires than his opponents. As we see that MG Bobby, who is in P3, just set the fastest lap time. He's very, very close to Racer 04. Bobby with better tires, better pace, and very close to Racer 04. Will have DRS now. He's going much, much faster than the Renault. He's trying left, right, and looks like Racer got a good defend. There, MG Bobby almost loses control of the car, and he couldn't make it. Racer 4 was very aggressive defending his position, and MG Bobby just had to let it go, and he'll try again later. Meanwhile, we see K3M Rotalos, who finally got past Chuck, as well as Habs van Dijk. Chuck, who bought a really valuable time for his teammate. While Quimbulus, with 13-lap-old medium tires, is still in P1. and he's opened up a little 2-second space gap from Racer 04. So Quimbulus, he's gonna be pitting for softs in this lap probably. Okay, so this lap he pits for softs. We're gonna see Racer 04 take back P1 with MJ Poppy behind, who is gonna try to overtake again now in the Kimmel Straight. We know that MJ Poppy has he's very fast on the straight. And he activates the DRS. We're gonna see now if it's enough. Racer 04 with some moves there. MJ Poppy takes the inside 8 touch. And Racer has again the inside, but he lets Poppy through. Maybe it was wise by Racer 04 to let it go, because MJ Poppy was really faster. And now we see Voki setting the fastest lap time. So MJ Poppy right now has everything he needs to win. He's got that P1, he's on fresh mediums. He will finish the race on those compounds, and there his threats are, well, Racer 04 having his pace last more than MJ Poppy's. If MJ Poppy's mediums go down and drop, then MJ Poppy might be slower. Then we have NGP Racer in P3, who won't pit again. He's the only remaining Ferrari, and he'll be trying to take on Racer 04 first before thinking about P1. Habs Van Nick, who has been a big upset this race. Oh, and we see Racer 04 pit. We don't know if he maybe had damage from that contact he had with MJ Poppy, but that's certainly gonna leave him out from the battle for P1. So as we were saying, then it's K3M Rotolos who could be a threat to P1. He's very close to Habs Van Nick, and pretty much okay. There's a safety car. Okay, so looks like Damon retired. And we have a safety car. That's why Racer 04 pitted. That's why Quimbulus pitted. No, Quimbulus pitted 1 lap ago. So the cars are bunching up again with the second safety car. Took me a while to see that safety car. And we're gonna see how things stand right now, because we have MJ Poppy, NGP Racer, Habs Van Nick, and K3M all on the same strategy, all bunched behind the safety car. See now the tires. Okay, so these 4 guys in front are all on the medium tires. They're gonna be fighting each other for P1 and the rest of the podium positions. Then we have Quimbulus, who is in a very, very good spot right now. He's got a 1 lap old soft tire, and he's gonna be faster than the guys ahead. So he's gonna try to use that to his advantage. But we know that by the end of the race, his soft tires will be fading, and so he really, really needs to push just as the safety car goes. Then we have Racer 04, who decided to pit for mediums, didn't want to finish the race on the hard compound. I'm not sure if that was the best decision. And then we had Chuck, his teammate, who pitted for softs. and he's just behind him right now. Felix the Feline is in P8 with an 8 lap hard tire, and behind him we have Gallimums, Voki and Fast 6 driver on softs, so they are gonna really be attacking that Toro Rosso. And in last position we have Onslaught, who's gonna be catching the pack right now, and he's on the regular strategy with medium tires, so he will finish like this. But we have a really exciting battle that's gonna unfold as the safety car goes in, because we have 4 drivers that are on a very similar pace, and behind them Quimbulus to give them hunt. So we really have no idea who could win this one. It's gonna come down to the first laps after the safety car, because it's very probable that there will be more incidents. And meanwhile this finishes this final lap, we'll check if the guys ahead are having any penalties. Looks like Bobby is clear, and GP Racer has 2 warnings, 3 warnings but no penalty. Habs Van Nick, warnings, no penalty. And we have here a penalty by K3M Rotalos, but he maybe did it during... No, he's got a penalty, probably 3 seconds. Quimbulus, he's clean also. Racer 04 has got 1 penalty, 3-second penalty. As we see the cars go now to the final fast section before the race continues. There's the prompt that's saying that the safety car is in this lap, and now MG Bobby will be setting the pace before the restart. We can see him bunching up the lots of cars, and it's down to the final chicane. He speeds up here, as we see him. Looks like NGP Racer got us. Oh, and we have one Renault there who lost it. It's gonna be Racer 04 who was contesting for the win. He lost it there. The rest are coming clean, lots of overtakes down there. We're up with Quimbulus on Orush. He's chasing K3M Rotalos. And it's not enough for him to take that P4. Meanwhile, we see Fast 6 driver who had some issue. No, he pitted for softs, and he's advancing in the standings. He's in P8 now. We saw here Voki take that position, that P6 from Chuck. Chuck under pressure now from Fast 6 driver who was ahead fighting for the first positions. Meanwhile, we have here NGP Racer closing in to Bobby. 5 laps to go. And he's closing in to the chicane. He's not gonna try it. We see here Quimbulus trying the overtake on K3M. Oh, K3M blocks his way, and it won't happen there. See, NGP Racer is a bit far away from MG Bobby, unless he can make up for it in the Rouge. He might be too far away to try the overtake again. But Quimbulus is closing in again on K3M. And this time it looks like it. Yes, he's gonna take that P4. So he's gonna be chasing now Hans van Nick to try to get into his second podium in a row. We'll see if it happens. And virtual safety car now. We have some Onslaught that retired from the race. And there's a virtual safety car, so everyone must follow certain delta. And it's gonna resume now racing. We see here Fast 6 very close to Gallimums. And Fast 6 takes that P7 from Gallimums. Oh, there's a 5-second penalty for K3M Rotalos, who's in P5. DRS is enabled for the last 3 laps of the race. As we see MG Pop is still ahead in P1, MGP Racer fighting just behind him. Half a second, he's gonna have DRS now. But again, he's gonna be too far. MG Pop is set up, probably works better for the straights, and he has done a very good job defending in the Kemal Straight. Meanwhile, Fast 6 loses a couple positions. That's some mistake there. He runs wide here. Gallimum regains P7. Boki is in P5 ahead of K3M. And he's behind Quimbulus, who is trying to catch Hans van Nick, who's got right now the last podium place finish. While NGP Racer is very close to MG Bobby. It looks like he had a misshift maybe there. He used the 7th gear. So we have this battle for P3 between Hans van Nick and Quimbulus. Boki is closing in very fast from behind. And then we have the other fight, which is happening for P1 for the race win between MG Bobby and NGP Racer. Looks like K3M Rotalos got another 3-second time penalty. So he's really gonna drop down the order when the race finishes. Racer 04 grabbing another time penalty. Looks like Gallimums is fighting with Fast 6 driver. Oh, and Quimbulus we see grabs a 3-second time penalty. So right now he's losing 2 positions because of that. So it's gonna be really hard for him to get the podium, even if he manages to overtake Hans van Nick. Looks like Boki went too deep. Was a bit lucky that didn't hit Cumulus. And Cumulus now very close to Habs van Dijk. He's on that slipstream. They're gonna go up or Rouge now. It looks like he's got off a bit faster. He's got DRS now. He will surely take the position. He opens up to the inside of the next turn. And they go side by side. They continue to the left turn. And another right. They're very close. And they held together all that time. Cumulus is gonna take it, but now we have Boki, who's trying to take that chance to open up. He sends Habs van Dijk to the outside. Little touch there. And Habs van Dijk has... Oh, this is terrible for him. He was really fighting for that first podium, and now he just spun after being overtaken. We see Racer 4, who had also a bit of a tragic race where he was leading. He had a very good chance for the win, and now he's on P8. Ahead we have Fast 6 driver still trying to catch Gallimums on that Red Bull. And we're just about to start the last lap with MG Bobby leading, with NGP Racer 1 second behind. It's gonna be difficult for him to close the gap. It's 1.5, he's got no DRS. Meanwhile, Quimbulus is in P3, but he's got a 3-second time penalty. Voki is behind him in P4, 1.6 seconds. So if Voki has no penalties, Voki will take that P3. Then we have K3M, who is on P5. He's got several penalties. He will be losing a couple positions, maybe to Gallimums and to Fast 6 driver. So it looks like it's opened up a bit of a gap between everyone for the last lap. And unless someone commits some mistake, the Fast 6 driver is still on Gallimum's tail. NGP Racer grabs a 3-second time penalty on the last lap. He might be losing that position too. As we see that NG Bobby is 2 turns to his first victory in this Reddit F1 2019 championship. He's done the last one. He's gonna finish in P1, followed by NGP Racer. Quimbulus will be 3rd, Boki in P4. But looks like due to penalties, Gallimums will be finishing in P4, Fast 6 driver in P5, K3M P6, P7 for Voki. Racer 04, with a bit of a sad race, will finish in P8. Felix Duffy line will finish P9, P10 will be for Chuck, and Habs van Dijk will finish rounding up the grid for this race. So it was a fantastic race by MG Bobby, who stayed ahead, fighting for the first positions, and he had some luck in his way with Nemesis retirement and some strategy decisions and the safety cars. And here we have him, MG Bobby, with his first race win. NGP Racer will be P2 on the podium, and Quimbulus will be again on the podium for this race. So we have MG Bobby really advancing in the standings, and the top spots are gonna be pretty much the same because Boomcheck and Nemesis did not finish the races. So that was it. That was Spa. It was very, very entertaining to watch. We see here there were many penalties around, but it was overall a very, very nice race with lots of overtakes and a very unexpected finish with the championship standings leaders not racing on it. So that was it. This was Spa. I'm Marco Denelsium, and I hope you enjoyed the commentary.